Hi, this is Stacey Abbott with Corner House Realty. Welcome to another episode of Betcha Didn't Know. Today I am with Bob Reynolds, the past master of the Ionic Lodge in Reisterstown. He's going to take us a tour of this beautiful building that I'm sure you drive by all the time, but always wonder what was inside. So this is a really neat, cool room. Tell us about all this neat stuff in these cases.
Well, we like to refer to this as the Museum for Ionic Lodge, and it contains a lot of artifacts and Masonic that belong to many of our members. Wow. Down here in the first level, we have the Past Master aprons of many of our past masters of the Lodge. As I mentioned out there, after someone has been a worshipful master of the Lodge for a year, they become a past master. The gavels are there because that's the proper tool of his office as a worshipful master.
How old are some? I mean, I have to imagine they're pretty old, these artifacts here.
Well, some of these go back 60, 70 years, close to 100 years.
Amazing. Wow.
Masons, as I mentioned, we have appendant bodies that many of us are also members of. There are the Shriners' fezzes up here. Scottish Rite caps, members of the Scottish Rite.
Wow.
And then the Knights Templar with a chapeau, one of our members was. When Ionic Lodge was chartered in 1869, they met for a few years at the Henry Clay Lodge of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows, which was at 56 Main Street. And then after that, they moved to the Russell's Brothers store. Okay.
So Bob, tell us where we are right now in the lodge.
Okay, we are in the lodge room of Ionic Lodge. This is where the fraternity, the lodge meets. Oh. We have here various officer stations. We have 2 chairs over here for the stewards, a junior and senior steward. We have a junior and senior deacon. We have a junior warden and a senior warden, and here presides the worshipful master of the lodge, who is the leader, the president. He's elected by the members every year. He presides over it. After he serves a year, he then becomes a past master. That's what I am, a past master of Ionic Lodge. You'll notice around the lodge, it's adorned with many of the symbols. We're very much into symbolism and very esoteric. We have, for example, here, there are 2 pillars in the back of the lodge. And they represent the 2 pillars in front of King Solomon's temple. This is supposed to be a replica of King Solomon's temple, this sanctuary that was in there. Front, we have various symbols that represent the improvement of man, because we're much about good men becoming better.
That's awesome.
So we have what we call a rough ashlar. Man in his rough state, the man is always trying to attain to be a perfect ashlar. And you notice, as we were talking a little earlier about, that many of these symbols follow those of the stonemason's craft.
So in this room, what usually happens in this room? What events do you all hold in this room?
The primary purpose of the room is for the lodges to hold their meetings.
Okay.
And these meetings are what we call tiled, meaning only those who are a member of the fraternity in a particular degree. Masons could be an entered apprentice, a full-craft, or a master mason, and those meetings will be held in whatever particular degree. Those individuals, members who are of that degree, are allowed in here, and technically no one else can come in here.
Really? It's a very private group.
Yeah, it's important though, we have what makes us different from other types of organizations such as the Lions Club or Kiwanis is we have this ritual which we confer and teach to our members as they go through these various degrees, entered apprentice, full-craft, master mason. And that is what we call our secrets.
Okay.
And they basically teach their fundamental allegories about life, how man should live to his standards, how he should interact, how he should feel obligated to his, not just to the brethren, his members, the fellow members, but also to the world around him.
Wow.
And being very aware of individuals who are in need. Charity is a very big part of our.
Very nice.
We have given here in the Ionic Lodge. We've sponsored families in the past. We give each year by various school needs that may have, and we donate them to the schools around here. We sponsor scholarships to the local Franklin High School.
Oh, great. And
also we have supported the Reisterstown Crisis Community Center as well.
Wow.
So that's in part of our lessons that we learn in our various ritual. So that's why we do here. That's secret to us. That's very personal to us. And what's special about this place, as I said, it follows King Solomon's temple. It's a sanctuary. Therefore, when men come in here, they can come from various backgrounds, various political beliefs, and the whole idea is to come here and to put all of that aside and to just experience each other's fellowship and do great things together.
That's really amazing. Like, I just had no idea. It's so neat learning about this because I've seen it. I didn't know exactly all the good things that you guys do here. I mean, I think it's really important for everyone to know the good that comes out of this place and the giving back that they give to the community.
This is the charter for Ionic Lodge. It was signed on May 10th, 1869. Every regular lodge must have a charter, which enables the brothers to meet. The square and compasses are the symbol of a Freemason. The compasses was used by our operative Masons to circumscribe their work, and we use it to circumscribe our passions and desires. And the square we use to square our actions. Okay. And the level demonstrates that Masons meet on the level. Everyone is equal, where they're in their lodge. And we say that as Masons, the plumb admonishes us to walk uprightly before God and man. Every lodge has an altar in the center, and they also have a representation of the mosaic pavement, which was the ground floor of King Solomon's temple.
So I lived in Reisterstown my entire life. I drive down Main Street, and I always drive by the Ionic Lodge. I see the clock, known as Big Ed, which I just learned that today. So Big Ed's the clock. You hear it all the time. Well, guess what? We're in the belly of Big Ed. This is Big Ed right here. Tell us about Big Ed.
Well, this has been the home for Big Ed since 1968. Prior to that, it was up the street at 20 Main Street, originally at the Goodwin Livery Stables. That was its first home. The clock started there in 1888. It stayed there even when it was Reisterstown Motors, and then after that it became a Shell station. In 1968, the building had to be demolished, and it was decided to move this clock over here, piece by piece, and rebuild it up here.
Wow.
So this has been the home for Big Ed since then.
Big Ed.
The Eline family has been very active in taking care of it. In the last few years, Ionic Lodge members here have been responsible for winding it every week.
Every week, this clock needs to be rewound. It's just amazing. Something that's just incredible history here in Reisterstown. So, Bob, we'd like to end every episode of Betcha Didn't Know with a Betcha Didn't Know. So take it away.
Well, I don't know if many people, except maybe some of the members of our community who've been here for a number of years, but this used to be a bowling alley right down here.
Wow.
And it was a center of a lot of social activity.
I bet. So a bowling alley under the lodge. So
Yes.
I'm sure there are plenty of parties and everything like that. And you had mentioned earlier, too, another kind of Betcha Didn't Know, there was a post office here as well.
Yes, there was.
Oh
There
my
was a
gosh.
post office that was here.
Who would have thought,
one
you
time.
guys, every time you drive by, I hope you have a little bit more history and more, I guess, just knowledge of the Ionic Lodge. And Bob, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.